Well, thank you for having me here to introduce ourselves to this group, the Susan Wojcicki Foundation. How do I? So first, I just wanted to take an opportunity to introduce you all to Susan Wojcicki, who was sort of she's a tech visionary who was CEO of YouTube, and famously Google was founded in her garage. You know, she was also a mother of five, a wife, sister, family member, and advocate for women. But a story I'm sure you all are very familiar with. At the age of 54, she was in the prime of her life and diagnosed with lung cancer, stage 4. She had no symptoms or risk factors, and so this came as quite a surprise to her. But in true Susan fashion, she immediately sprung into action. Working through her private foundation and leveraging her wide network of medical and technology and scientific experts, she threw herself into research and began to understand the unmet needs in lung cancer, the lack of funding, and where there were opportunities for her to help with philanthropy. So in just 2 years, she funded 22 research projects, enrolled more than 1,200 research participants, started 2 phase 1 clinical trials, and an achievement we're particularly proud of, started a collaboration amongst the 20 different existing lung cancer advocacy groups. At the time, the focus areas of Susan's lung cancer research were really on how can we accelerate therapies that might benefit patients like her. So looking at immunotherapies and oncogene-driven lung cancer, characterizing lung cancer in never smokers, understanding mechanisms of resistance, et cetera. But one thing that we learned through Susan's journey, something I'm sure all of you know quite well, is that the only real chance at saving Susan's life was if her cancer was caught early when it could be cured. And so we've started this new foundation, the Susan Wojcicki Foundation, to continue the work she started and her legacy, but with renewed focus. And so our mission is to end lung cancer deaths by transforming early detection and prevention with breakthrough research, technology, and education. Our founding board members are Susan's family members who each bring different expertise in epidemiology, genetics, and technology. And our approach has been to be guided by, close collaboration with an expanding panel of scientific experts. It's one of the reasons we wanted to have the opportunity to speak here today, is to reach out and meet many of you who can help us understand, what are the ways that we could have maximum benefit in this area. We have aligned on 3 core objectives that we want to fund. One would be early detection, screening, and prevention. And we see this as 3 areas that are highly integrated, and really we're excited to sort of support this ecosystem and hopefully be able to sort of pour gasoline on the fire and really spur progress in this area. I wanted to mention that awareness and education are a key piece of our strategy, because of Susan's legacy at YouTube and her connections in social media, but also because we see this as a key aspect towards adoption. And we're also huge fans of centralizing data and making it available. So I just wanted to quickly touch on a few projects that we are considering and would love to get your feedback on. In the detection realm, our goal is to improve early detection technology. And in addition to funding research and development of that technology, we plan to build a gold standard biobank of centralized biosamples that are collected from early stage lung cancer patients, and be able to make that biorepository available to anybody who wants to develop technology in that area. For screening, we want to expand screening eligibility and adoption. This includes both understanding, what are additional lung cancer risks, environmental, genetic, or otherwise, but potentially, and this would be a huge and our boldest move would be a nationwide randomized screening trial of people with light or no smoking history when and if the technology allows. And that's something we'd love to get feedback on. And then finally, we want to take a lesson from the cervical cancer area and develop interventions to prevent onset and recurrence. We think there's a lot of positive things coming out in cancer vaccines. And so the idea of a lung cancer vaccine dream team and an interception clinical program to lead to a path to FDA approval could be quite exciting. So these are sort of the projects that we've thought about that we think could really transform the space. And we just wanted to reach out and see how we could engage with all of you to really help us with our mission. And we just wanted to leave you with a few ideas of how we thought we might be able to work with you all. We're looking for introductions to investigators who have similar strategic priorities. We're looking to understand what are the data resources that already exist and where there are data gaps that we could help fill. If we were to start, a new NLST 2.0, what would the strategy, the study design, the execution look like? Introduction to early detection companies or other work that we could fund or leverage. Partnership on awareness and education activities. We're just hearing a lot about the radiation and maybe that's something that we could try and work on as well. Or other ideas. So really just grateful to be able to meet many of you and get introduced into this field. So thank you.